Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you a video today to discuss what exactly is going on with the new Adidas Ace 17 Plus PureControl. Now, bear with me because this can be a little bit confusing to explain. So, as of right now, this is what has been unveiled as the Ace 17 Plus PureControl. I'm holding it right here in my hands. I made a video on them just the other day. If you missed it, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen. You can go ahead and check it out. It's a full prime knit upper, very, very similar to what we got from the 16 Plus model, with the Boost implementation in the actual outsole, and the shoe itself has some minor differences, again, in comparison to that 16 Plus model. This is the version of the shoe that's been unveiled to the public by Adidas themselves in various press releases. It's what they have pictured on their own website, it's what they've pictured on their own social media, and it's what pretty much every single retailer has pictures of as a pre-order item. This is what is being advertised as the Ace 17 Plus PureControl. The controversy comes in from this last weekend, where big name poster boys for the PureControl model, Paul Pogba, Juan Mata, Mesut Ozil, that's just to name a few, are wearing a version of this shoe with a completely different upper. Now, what's interesting about this, and extra confusing, is that upper is actually available on another shoe that was recently unveiled by Adidas, also part of the Ace 17 line, also bearing the PureControl name. This is the Ace Tango 17 Plus PureControl, which is a turf model, fully laceless, prime knit at the toe, but all the red that you see right here is not prime knit. It's what's called control skin based on the branding right here on the medial side of the shoe. Now, this is different in that it's not prime knit, and it does change the overall feel of the shoe to a certain extent. I'm going to be making a video on these relatively soon, but again, this upper is what we saw pretty much all the big name PureControl players for Adidas wearing instead of this retail version that, like I said, we've been expected to believe is what the PureControl actually is. So, a couple things to keep in mind here. One, the PureControl is still a pre-order item. None of the stores, including Adidas themselves, actually have them available for sale. They're due, the stock is due around early December to mid-December, depending on where you look. Every website has something a little bit different listed. A second thing to consider is that this shoe and this shoe were actually sent to me directly from Adidas, kind of as this is the release. This is the PureControl, this is the Tango 17 Plus PureControl. They're two separate models that happen to have different uppers, even though they bear the same name. So, like I said, this is kind of what everybody has been led to believe are the actual products in the PureControl lineup. This full prime knit model is the 17 Plus. This Tango model is the turf version of the PureControl. They just happen to have different uppers. But again, we saw professional players wearing the actual PureControl with this upper, which is quite a bit different than this full prime knit one. So what is the actual PureControl? As of right now, we only have what information Adidas has given us, and that this is the actual PureControl, this particular prime knit model. So why are pros wearing a different version of the shoe? With, like I said, the public information that we have to assume that they are wearing a pro issue modified variation that isn't necessarily going to be made available to the public. With that said, it's not unlikely that Adidas has just quite simply made a mistake here. And if they did, it's probably the biggest boot release mistake ever, because like I said, this is the shoe that they themselves have unveiled to the public. There have been situations like this in the past where sample variations or pre-production variations of a shoe have been unveiled to the public with minor changes that weren't exactly like the retail version. What comes to mind here is the Nike Hypervenom Phantom 1. Nike themselves didn't necessarily unveil the sample version, but a lot of online retailers, because the product was on pre-order before it was available, showed this shoe right here, which has a different stud pattern than what the final product ended up being. So a lot of people at the launch of this shoe were a little bit confused as to what stud pattern they were actually going to get when they pre-ordered the Hypervenom Phantom. With this particular situation though, it's a matter of one upper or another upper that's entirely different. So again, as of right now, I don't have really any major information aside from pros wearing a different upper that there's anything that's wrong about this particular upper in terms of what's actually going to be available. But again, until actual stores receive their stock of the 17 Plus PureControl, we aren't really going to know the answer to that question. Like I said, All of this stuff I received from Adidas themselves, with the information being, this is the 17 Plus PureControl. You have no reason to believe that there is a different variation of the shoe. So as far as what's going on with pros wearing a different variation, again, in terms of what's public information, I really don't have an answer for you. As far as I know, as far as I can tell based on public information, it's a custom version that won't necessarily be available to the public. I know there are leaked pictures out there showing different uppers than this particular shoe, showing an upper that is actually what the pros are wearing, but that's leaked information, and like I said, not what's been made public by Adidas themselves, which again, they are kind of the major source for this. It is their product, so I guess they would know best what is or what isn't releasing to the public. Again, it's a possibility that it's a mistake, and if it is a mistake, it's a huge one. But as of right now, this is all that we kind of have to go off of. So I figured I'd make a video just kind of helping clear up what exactly is going on with this situation, and I guess what the possibilities are. As of right now, I don't have much of a reason to believe that this isn't the retail version of the PureControl, but it's entirely possible, like I said, that they've made a big mistake. So that's pretty much it. That's why I kind of wanted to make this video, just to talk about this topic, because I know a lot of you guys will be asking down below in the comments. You already have started since these professional players were seen wearing different variations of the shoe. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Is this a mistake? Is it not a mistake? What do you think is exactly going to be the final retail version of the 17 Plus PureControl? Let me know down below. We'll get a bit of discussion going. Of course, I will have some form of follow-up information if this does end up being a mistake, because if it is, again, it's a pretty big screw up by Adidas, but only time will tell on that front. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.